Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but we're here. And I feel like I say that every video where it's been a minute, but it really has been a minute. I think the last video I posted was a year ago, but it's okay. We're back. I'm gonna get creating more content. If you're new here, channel, it's all about my journey to entrepreneurship. Now, we're talking a career switch, pivot, whatever you want to call it, a full-time accountant turned DEI specialist who is a part-time entrepreneur. This channel is for you if you want to come along my entrepreneurship journey. So I did write a book. I wrote a financial literacy book. August will make 2 years. So this August will make 2 years. I wrote that book. And I love every moment of it. I have had so many opportunities with the book, which I'm really, really excited for, and so many other events that are coming next. I am very, very grateful for the book. But today we are getting personal. We are talking about my career journey. How did I get here? How does an accountant who got their degree in accounting and finance now turns to a DEI specialist? How does that even happen? Is it safe? I don't know. Is it safe? We'll see. But we're going to talk about a little bit about that today. And I just want to take you along my journey. So I want to start out first. I'm also in running my business. I did mention that I am a part-time entrepreneur. I run a bookkeeping and tax business. So I still gotta do some tax stuff. Also, I do audits and financials. I audit financials for a couple foundations, and then I also am like a treasurer for one of my foundations. So I do a lot of stuff outside of work, still relevant to accounting and finance. And I still want to do more within the accounting and finance space outside of work. So, starting first, let's start my journey in high school. So, I graduated high school. I went to a vocational high school. That high school, it was a vocational high school, technical high school. So, you would have career tracks. So, one of my career tracks was early childhood. So my career track was early childhood. I did that. You would declare like your career track your sophomore year. Freshman year, you'll pick it, and then sophomore year, you're right into your career track. So I did that. So I was early childhood. I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I think I've talked about this a lot before on my channel. Thought I wanted to be a teacher. Did not have the patience for the kids. I was working with ages like they were going to kindergarten, so 2 to 5. Did not have the patience for it, but my mom is a home child care owner, so she does have her own center at home. So that's kind of where that passion stemmed from. But there's a difference between kids that you like, mind you, when I was younger, I would wake up to kids crying because it was a child care center, right? As soon as you walk down the steps into the kitchen, living room, kids playing, eating breakfast. That's how it was every morning for me. So I was used to those kids and used to waking up to the kids and like greeting the kids before I'm going on to the bus. So that was normal for me, gaining a relationship with those kids. But doing early childhood with kids I did not know was a little different for me. And I was like, I don't know if I could do this for a long time. So I was like, okay, early childhood. I graduated. I got a few certificates in high school through the early childhood program. And then in college, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do the undeclared major because I don't really know what I want to do. Do I really want to go to teacher track or do I not? And I will say, I think one of the summers while I was in high school, my parents put me in like a finance summer camp. So that's kind of where it sparked my interest through accounting and finance because I'm like, oh, okay, I do like money. I like numbers. I like being organized. I'm very analytical. How much money do we have? How much was the expenses? How was the income, sales? So through that summer camp, like I really, really enjoyed that. So by the time the second semester of college rolled around, I declared my major as accounting. So I did accounting, and then I won't go through the full story of how I did a double major in accounting and finance, but all in all, I decided to do accounting and finance as a double major so I can get my 150 credits for a CPA. So CPA track to now DEI, which is diversity, equity, inclusion. It's crazy. It's crazy. But so I graduated college. And then when I graduated college, I was like, you know what? I want to provide resources for students. Like everything that I went through in college, everything that I did, not everyone has those resources and tips at their disposal. So I want to provide those resources to students. So that's kind of how my channel came about. Talk business with me, and then also my Instagram blog that I have abandoned, but I'm getting back to it. So that's kind of how that blog started as well. So kind of progression, revamping, and really going to work hard with revamping a lot of repurposing a lot of the content that I already created, but being consistent with that is the goal this year. It is June, okay, so June meaning 6 months left in this year of 2025. I have things that I want to do and accomplish. So it's all about consistency at this point. Consistency and discipline. Okay. So college, graduated finance and accounting. I had a full-time opportunity at PricewaterhouseCoopers upon graduating. So I graduated in May. I started my full-time opportunity in October of the same year. So I already had like a full-time opportunity. I had plenty of internships. I had a TD Bank internship. I had a small accounting firm internship. I even had an internship at my university. I was working in the grants department, the accounting and grants department. So I had a lot of internships under my belt, three before I even graduated, which is really, really important. I will say internships, internships, internships. Um, so yeah, so I was able to go through those different internships, then got the full-time opportunity at PricewaterhouseCoopers. I was in the audit department, or assurance, like other people like to call it. So I was auditing financial statements for private companies, nonprofit and private companies, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed it to a certain extent. After a while, it did get boring. I think the point in working at a big four, the hours were strenuous. I also talked about this on my other video that I'll link. But the hours were just really strenuous for me. And for someone who loves to travel, I love to travel. I want to travel for ski weekend. I want to travel in April and May. And I could not do that working at a big four accounting firm, or what I would say in that department. I don't know, different departments might have been different. But I will say I was interested in other departments. Like I wanted to move to do forensic accounting in the Big Four arena. But the CPA was something that was hovering over my head. Even like my manager would have it over my head. So it came to a point where it was like, okay, let me see you pass one of your parts on your CPA exam, and then we can get you into that department. So for me, it was like, no, because you don't even need your CPA to work in the forensic accountant arena. So for me, it was like, no, I'm okay. And at that moment, I didn't know if I really wanted to get my CPA. Because for me, if I don't want to be a CPA firm, I'm not stressing myself out to get the CPA. Mind you, busy season. So say June to October, you can study all you want. And I did. Guess so it was at a point to where it was like, okay, you you can't seek other departments until you pass one part. So I was like, yeah, no, we're not we are not doing that. Um, so that kind of caused a strain on my search for looking for a new department. So I said, you know what? I'll just look for a new company. So that's kind of what I did. Um, I will say so at year one, when I was working at my accounting firm, I was already looking for like other jobs. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just stick it out one more year. I didn't stick it out one more year, but I did stick it out for like 6 more months after the year. So I was there for at least like 18 months, I will say. So I was able to stick it out for like an additional 6 months. I went through another busy season and I was like, okay, let me look at those companies I was looking at a year ago. That's kind of how my vision was. And I was working with a headhunter at the time, a recruiter, and they reach out to me and was like, hey, are you looking? And I said, yes. And they said, here you go. Here's the opportunity. This company, they just separated from another company. They're trying to um, build their accounting team. I said, great. I'll take it. Anything in general accounting, corporate accounting, perfect. So that's what I did. I did no research on the industry. This is the CEO. This is their mission. Like very, very limited. And I do not recommend that. Okay. Definitely research the company and the industry you want to work in. Because accounting, you can work in so many different industries. So research the company and industry. Now I will say, if I would have researched different industries, I would probably be at a different company. But I love my company. Okay. I love it. It's definitely something that, when you are used to something, like you're used to, okay, I know a lot about healthcare or something. I know a lot about this topic. This is a topic that I do not know a lot about. So it stretches me and it encourages me to learn more about the industry that I am in, which I kind of enjoy because, like, I feel as though you don't want to always be the smartest person in the room. So when there's other people who know the material and know the industry, you can learn from them. So I really do enjoy that. It was uncomfortable at first. Like, it's like, oh, I don't really know this. I don't really know that. But I think it's really rewarding for career. And for me, it's like, oh, okay, I want to learn more about this. I want to go to this lunch and learn. I want to learn a little bit more about this. And it's a type of company where it's like the carbon footprint of the future, I will say. So I joined the corporate accounting department at my now company, and I was working there for about 2 years within that department. Yes, 2 years. And 2 years is my number two. So I was there for about 2 years, and I thoroughly enjoyed the company. But I was like, what's next? What can I see is next? What can I do? What's next? What is next? I don't think accounting is next. And throughout this moment in my life, I was like, okay, I kind of paused and stopped studying for my CPA as well. And mind you, I have already taken like two parts, but 7 times. So I'm not new to this, okay? So I was already like, I already took 2 parts. I already failed them 7 times. Let's wrap this up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a pause. I took a pause for a year of not studying, and I didn't look back. I didn't look back. As of today, I have not looked back to studying for my CPA. And I don't think I will look back to studying for my CPA again. So many changes that has occurred, which makes the test I feel so much easier, but I don't think it is for me. And that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be for you. But for me, my thing was like I was in school for 5 years just to get 150 credits for me not to study for my CPA anymore. That's kind of how I look at it. So I was a little like, mm, mm, mm. Like I was like, I don't know if I could just give it up like that, but I have. Um, and it's so many changes now. Like you don't, for some of the states, I think you don't even need 150 credits anymore for some states. I have to look at it. I haven't looked at the new regulations and the rules and stuff, but I know they have changed the licensure requirements since I was studying for the CPA exam. So throughout corporate accounting, I was like, okay, okay. But then I was also involved in NABA, which is National Association of Black Accountants. So I was networking with a lot of students, recruiting students, networking with students, telling students about my company. And I thoroughly enjoyed that, going to the national conventions, which I was not able to do as an undergrad in college. So I was like, oh, yes, I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to students. I enjoy teaching students, which goes back to me being in high school, wanting to be in early childhood. So I feel like I've always had that teacher aspect. I just had to figure out where did I want to tap into it at. So I did a lot of work through NABA, where I currently live, and doing a lot of work through there, which I thoroughly enjoy. Um, So I work closely like with the Baltimore chapter, DC chapter, Chicago chapter, for NABA, Philly chapter. So I really, really enjoyed that. So that kind of sparked my interest. Like, maybe when I thought of NABA, I was like, maybe students or maybe workforce development, which is like community practice, community building, or maybe DEI. So this is where the diversity, equity, inclusion position now takes place. So I did like a lot of networking through my current company. They had like mentorship webinars, and this is how you do your individual learning development plan. This is how you get a career in this. This is how you get a career in that. So I was really intrigued by it. I wanted to be intentional about where I wanted to go. So I just started networking, um, meeting new people. I went to a mentorship. It was like a webinar. I went to it and they had employees just talking about how to get a mentor. So the employee was like, okay, if you want a mentor, reach out to me. I'll put you in contact with somebody. So I said, okay. I reached out to her. She put me in contact with my now mentor, who has been mentoring me, who is wonderful. So she's been mentoring me. And then so I was telling my mentor, hey, this is what I want to do. This is this. This is how, you know, I think I'm trying to leave the accounting department. And my manager that was in accounting was great. She was like, oh, yeah, Kayla, I see you're doing this. I see you doing that. This position will be great for you to do. She was open to changing departments. She was very, very supportive when it came to that, which is a plus, I will say. That makes or break a position. I said the culture of the company and your managers make or break how long you stay with the company. I am at my 3 year mark, and I definitely see myself here for 2 to 3 more years, and then some. So my manager is great. I've been meeting with my mentor, and then she put me in contact with someone who's my now senior manager. So she put me in contact with her, saying like, "Oh, this is great, talent development." So I was like, "Okay, I could do this." Okay, and then she was like, "You know what, Kayla? I think a year later, I had met her like a year prior, and then just staying connected with her. Then a year later, we had a follow-up call. I was like, hey, I know I have not been consistent with keeping up with you, but let's reconnect. We reconnected. Mind you, I did not know that it was a position available. We reconnected. And she was like, I have a position available on my team. I think you should apply. And that's how I applied for my job. So when I say networking, mentorships, very, very, very important, especially a Black woman in corporate America. One, for being a Black woman working in a public accounting firm is one thing, and then a Black woman working in corporate America is another thing as well. Um, and I have Black managers, and I hear a lot of negativity about that, but they have never steered me the wrong way. I thoroughly enjoy my position. I thoroughly enjoy what I do, working with new hires, working with current employees, just making sure they have the necessary skills and resources to be successful in their current position. We're trying to remove any barriers that there may be for career advancement, making sure they have all the necessary skills, whether it's meeting new leaders, meeting new senior leaders, making sure they know about the company, what different departments and different functional areas the company has, and just making sure they have access to all of that. So that's kind of my position, which I thoroughly enjoy. Also, a plus, working with the community is another big piece. And then interns. So that's another thing that I have been working on this summer. Well, coming up for this summer is our summer internship program, which I thoroughly enjoy. Um, and I will say the skills that I possess in accounting and finance, we did presentations. I'm a very analytical person, so data, um, looking at metrics. What are the diversity metrics? Who is struggling? Who needs help? What demographics need help? What age groups need help? What generations need help? What departments? What are they saying about how they are progressing in their career? Is there any loopholes? Is there anything that we can improve to making sure the employees have the best possible employee experience? So that's my job. I would say lessons that I have learned from my career journey: don't be set on something. Like, it can change. It's going to change. You can change your career every 2 to 3 years. Um, I listened to my professors. They were like, go to the CPA, go to the Big Four, go to the Big Four. I will say, if you're in accounting, go to the Big Four and get your experience for 2 years, just for 2 years. Now, I will say you don't have to go to the Big Four to get your 2 years. I would recommend a smaller accounting firm. Okay, I definitely recommend a smaller accounting firm. Just get accounting firm experience, I would say. Get accounting firm experience for 2 to 3 years. If you can stick it out for 5 years, great. Um, my salary progression, I feel like that's a whole nother different topic and video, because I currently make 6 figures, and I don't really think I was even seeing that in accounting. Now, maybe if I had my CPA, I honestly feel if I had my CPA in my current company that I have now, if I had my CPA, I don't still think I would make it 6 figures. Because it's based on your like level. If you're a associate or a senior or something, so it's like based on that. So if that position is already filled, it's kind of like maybe, I honestly don't know, but that's what I'm making. And I would say networking, mentors, reaching out to people on LinkedIn, connecting with me on LinkedIn, um, associations, conferences. One of my big goals this year is attending a conference. I am not attending the NABA conference this year, but I am trying to consider one conference that I will attend. And I don't know if it's going to be around investing or finance. I haven't decided, but I'm definitely going to attend a conference this year, and I'm going to aim for the fall. It may be the Black Caucus. I may attend that conference. We'll see. But I'm aiming towards the fall for that. And as I close where I'm headed, I'm just enjoying my 20s. I'm enjoying working from home. Okay. I only go into the office every 2 weeks, maybe twice a month, which I thoroughly enjoy. I do not like traveling to work or commuting, so I thoroughly enjoy that. I'm thoroughly enjoying my community, um, enjoying my 20s, traveling. Just got back from a 12-day, 14-day trip in Europe, um, and just working on my business and my brand, um, and maybe a financial symposium next year. So thank y'all, y'all. Thank y'all, y'all. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for listening to me, staying through the end. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section. I will do my best to go through the questions, review the questions, answer all the questions. You connect with me on Instagram. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. But please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for staying, and I hope to see you in my next one.